it's a hard sell when you're playing against these teams.
It's going to be a tough one. However, the only way for you to tackle it is whatever's in front of you, take them down. And until they're mathematically eliminated from Legend Group contention, we will continue to talk about it. As, the Bros with first pick, they did have side selection this time around. They will take away Carrier's Bard. Smart.
Good ban.
Yeah, there we go.
Orianna going to come out from T1. We've seen the ban meta shifting a little bit on this patch, and there's still Varus Orianna, the must bans. But Karma Rumble going through quite a bit.
Yep, the Cassiopeia really feeling like the mainstay as far as how red side or second pick bans are concerned.
Sometimes get like a Jarvan or a Lucian at this point, or are we going to have a look in towards the Rumble, the Karma? Those are kind of the big 4 picks left available, I would say. We'll see what Hanjin Brionne up to take away from T1.
Yeah, I think banning away anything that isn't the Karma is a good idea. I think that Karma has been a pretty good first pick for Brionne because Namgung has been pretty good at it. And Teddy, as far as the champions that pair alongside Karma, you've got Jhin, Ezreal, and Caitlyn, namely. Yeah, those ones are pretty good for Teddy.
They're trying to draw out a Ryze ban here with this Anivia being taken away. Cassiopeia, Anivia already gone. Really puts emphasis on that Ryze first pick. So, Ascending T1, are you going to ban this? It'll give us something else in return.
The Jarvan is the problem there. Maybe you just leave Jarvan up and then you get the free Ryze.
They go for the Karma.
Yeah, I think it's smart.
But like Hanjin Brionne was setting up for a Ryze first pick, and then T1, Rumble, Jarvan up and available if they want to lean towards those. Yeah. Be a pretty potent combo.
It's a lot of power, but a lot of faith in Roma. And this has been one of his better picks more recently. Some of, the bro victories are off the back of Roma just making a whole bunch of money and doing so much damage in the later stages of the game.
Yeah. We've seen the Rumble priority drop a bit. They could also go like a Jarvan Ezreal rotation here, and then Hanjin Brionne might take Rumble. You can just match it. We've seen the Cassante be pretty solid into it.
T1 have also made a habit of just not caring about Rumble at all. I feel like they do it often. As TF will be Faker's response into the Ryze.
Although, technically could be a flex. We saw a little bit of TF top.
Oh, yeah, true.
But they end up going for that pick. And now, what are they going to pair with it? So, going pretty different to all the picks we kind of talked about and looking towards this Caitlyn. Not going for the Jarvan or going for the Ezreal or the Rumble in this situation. But to me, this very much sells the T1 when I kind of crush bot lane and have the TF to back them up when doing so.
Yeah.
So I feel like Hanjin Brionne do need to think about that. Teddy has been such a big factor in a lot of their wins. And if T1's plan is to shut him out of the game, it's going to make things very difficult.
Yeah, and now they're threatening a Lux lock-in as well, as that has been something that Carrier has been just incredible at utilizing alongside Pace. Caitlyn, the Lee Sin, though, has sort of snuck through just a little bit here. Gideon is going to get his hands on it, something that Owner has certainly made his name on, and received a couple of buffs and has looked pretty strong. I didn't see it pick up a win in our last series, but it has been a good pick for a lot of players, as there is the Rumble to be locked in. This might help deny the Lux lock-in here for Carrier if they do want to answer the Rumble now.
Yeah, Lee Sin Ryze, really strong combo. And do they want to match the Rumble now? What do they feel like they have more answers into? Do they want to prioritize the Jarvan for Owner? But then again, there's Jarvan, there's Xin Zhao, there's Nocturne, there's a lot of picks open that you could play in the jungle. They're going to prioritize the Lux. They want to have that Caitlyn-Lux pairing.
Yep.
I feel like it makes sense, especially since Bard is gone and Morgana's just not really played that much at the moment. And it really solidifies the fact they're going for heavy emphasis on the bot lane. Hanjin Brionne haven't gotten to pick anything for the bot lane. They're going to start batting away some with the Cassante, taking that away from the top lane matchup, which you've seen picked to pretty decent success into the Rumble. There's still, though, you could just take the Sion into it. You could take the Ambessa and be a bit more proactive. We've seen the Yorick as well. I think Doran has a range of options, but Cassante has been that more popular one.
I find this really interesting that the Nautilus was banned away. I would have expected like Ziggs Mel immediately banned, right? Because that's what Hanjin Brionne have been using in the past in order to dodge lane as much as possible. The Lucian is going to be the ban away here, as there is a bit of a grin from Carrier as well.
Yeah, they opt to leave the Ashe Seraphine open and available, taking away the Lucian instead. I will say, even though Lucian's short range can be difficult, Milio having the CC removal against like a Lux and a KF goes a long way. The Ambessa will come through as a ban, so take that away from Doran. Say Ambessa and Cassante looking like the strongest matches into Rumble at the moment, and he won't have access to those two.
All right, so what is Ona going to be playing? Oh, Nocturne's up. So they could play Nocturne TF.
There's so many junglers. There's Nocturne, there's Jarvan, there's
Pantheon's
Pantheon,
pretty good. Yeah.
there's Xin Zhao. There's a myriad of options.
Jungle Scion.
Doran does just go for the Scion, which we did talk about as being another of the alternatives. Not something we see as often as the Cassante into it, but it'll definitely do fine. And it also just further emphasizes T1 are focusing bot. You have Scion on the top side, so he's going to be fine on his own devices. And now, Hanjin picking up the Jhin, looking for a support to match. Now, I'm going hovering two of his picks he's had a lot of success on. And he will go for the Pyke. So going for the pressure, the kill pressure. Pyke also has a lot of innate sustain to shrug off some of the poke for the other side. There will be a lot of harass from this Lux Caitlyn, but the pressure, the ability to find kills, definitely there.
I actually kind of love this Brionne composition. It's like very pick compy, but then once you actually start the fight, the fire raining from the sky, right? You've got Roamer able to Realm Warp in there. Gideon can run amok, you know, getting kicks and things like that. If you kick someone along the Equalizer, they probably just fry to death on their travels. And you can start fights by just fishing with the Bone Skewer. It's kind of cute.
Also, so much of T1, their draft has been focused around this bot lane. Hanjin and Brionne have a lot of tools that can make Caitlyn and Lux's life uncomfortable. A lot of pick potential, a lot of single target ability just to remove a champion from the Rift. I think T1 very clearly want to get Pays ahead, and Hanjin and Brionne have a lot of options to take him out of the game.
I agree, and I really want to start talking about all the positives for Bro very early, because for T1, Caitlyn Lux can become a lane that is completely over for their opposition exceptionally early in the game. And so we're going to need to talk about all of the positives for Bro, really get those check-ins. Maybe we're going to have to go check-ins every minute for the Bros to see where they're at, because this could really turn pear-shaped. And T1, they can then transition into a pretty comfortable front-to-back style of composition behind Doran on this Scion. But I still do think that the Bros have the tools to take them down if they can make it work. We'll see whether they can as we get ready to jump onto the Rift for game number 1. T1 versus Hanjin and Brionne, although we've got the fan signs back up again. Maybe we're delayed, or maybe we're not. The music hasn't stopped yet, and yeah, we are paused just a little bit. So making sure that everything is going to get sorted out.
Going off the guy in the lemon suit, which we did see on the intro before Series 1. There was someone wearing a lemon suit. Yeah.
The ads are actually super good. I don't think we get them on the global side. The ads are very good on the Korean side.
That's an intense expression.
Yeah.
I'd expect that if you're wearing a lemon suit.
What are we pouring on top of... I don't really understand this, but I kind of like it. I'm very intrigued. Is that a polar bear? It looks like a canyon that's pouring things out.
But why would he be pouring
I don't know.
On Genrang Anati.
Yeah.
Know?
And an orange, which I assume is Hanwha Life. But, I mean, even they don't know what it is because it's a question mark. Or maybe we just don't know what it's saying. Maybe that's what the question mark is about. Man, there is a lot to think about here.
You know, I'm still stumped. We'll have to do some research.
Yeah. Casting fan there, as having a look on the Brionne side. You can't go easily, is apparently what it said. Still have no idea what was being poured all over the top of them and who was doing that. But chat really wants to know, but I'm sorry. Oh, chat wants to know what going pear-shaped means.
Wait, what?
No, surely not. That's got to be a Kobeism. That's a Kobeism from when he told me he didn't understand what right home about means, and I fell for it.
Don't get baited.
Yeah, I got baited. It was 12 years ago, okay? I was a young boy, you know, just first heading out into the realms of esports, okay? I didn't know any better, and Kobe made me look the fool.
12 years, just long enough to get you again.
Yeah, well, there we go. Doran debuted 2,500? Wait, didn't he hit that just in their last match? 2,500 days. All right, since his debut. Pretty cool stuff. And I believe that debut was when he subbed in for Sword on Griffin all those years ago in 2019, if memory serves.
There's another message that it's really hard to read.
Okay. Mods, can we get Atlas to explain what going pear-shaped means? He keeps saying it, and I don't know what it means. It just means going wrong.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why. I don't know the etymology.
That's way
where
more
it started.
difficult than explaining what it means. Is explaining why it's that way.
Yeah. Maybe it's about, something goes pear-shaped if like it gets like a pipe. Like if a pipe is about to break or explode, it goes pear-shaped first before it explodes. Maybe that's where it came from. I actually have no idea. A pear shape is actually quite similar to a lot of other things, like a gourd or a vase or a vase, depending on where you're from. What do you say, Ox? Do you say vase or vase?
Oh, I feel like I always do this. When someone asks me, I'm like, what do I say?
Is it schedule or schedule? Who am I?
Okay, not that one. I say vase.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I feel like it also sounds nicer. If I was ever given the choice to decide, because you can just say either, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what happens when I get it unprompted. Like, do you say tomato or tomato? I'm like,
tomato. Tomato.
Tomato.
Obviously,
right?
I say potato.
Yes.
That's what I say every time. As we're going to get saved by a resume coming up here pretty shortly. No idea what went wrong. Or maybe we just had a lot of fan signs that we needed to get into and figure out.
Okay, I did some research about pear-shaped.
All right.
Apparently, it started in the British Royal Air Force.
Got it.
And I'll finish this when we get in game.
No, you can finish it now. It's fine. Because we're about to get on the Rift and all
that. It's quite long.
Okay. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift. Game number 1, T1 versus the Pros. Oh, this is going to be really sad because in the VOD, maybe it'll skip.
Oh.
Not skip the fan chants, but it might skip the intro. And I just went like completely flat into it because we just got messed up by the pause. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm also sorry for speaking over the fan chant leader there for the Bros. But I did get a little bit distracted by the fact that I didn't have the exact gravitas required moving into this series because a lot of the wind was taken out of our sails.
So pear-shaped apparently originated mid-20th century, and it's Royal Air Force slang, which is the Air Force of the UK. And apparently it's because perfect circular loops are notoriously difficult to perform, and the resulting misshapen ones are described by RAF flight instructors of having gone pear-shaped. There is some deliberation as to if that's exactly why, but it's pretty agreed that it came from the RAF in the UK. So that's why we say going pear-shaped.
And that's just when something goes wrong. It's not when someone then makes a mistake and enters an aircraft that they are not qualified to pilot and then tries to do a flip or a loop-de-loop and then fails
some backstory of...
Yeah, no one has ever done that. As Namgung has to flash already.
This is kind of the problem with playing this matchup where you're a melee ranged into double ranged, and Pays netting away there and getting more damage down. The Pike can sustain up a good amount.
And so can Teddy, because he has all of the all of the potions now in his pocket.
It's rough. You're looking for a window where you can lay a CC from the Pike, but with them having flashes and Namgung not, it makes it so dangerous. If you go for the play, they flash a CC and turn it around onto you, Namgung could just die. So him losing that flash is a major factor here already.
Well, they've also not done a lot of losing on these champions of T1. Only one loss for Faker on the TF thus far as, oh dear, that's a lot of damage on Namgung. Does manage to find the Bone Skewer, and Deadly Flourish is going to go wide, but Namgung needs to be careful. Gideon comes over, Carrier flashes, and it's first blood over to Pays, and no response from the Bros.
Well, definitely not going the way you'd hope in this matchup, and a great flash from Carrier keeps him safe from the Sonic Wave from the Lee Sin. Gideon doesn't lose much from going over to try and help out, but it's a little sad that he shows up and just isn't quite in time to help out and save the play for his team.
Yeah.
We'll get a replay off this.
I don't know whether I want to see it, Ox.
Yeah, a little late on the dash to get away from the binding. And then here, also the root from Teddy doesn't connect, and he can't walk up here to help get a kill on Carrier because Paze is so healthy and auto-attacking him repeatedly.
Yeah, and the one positive for the Bros is that there are now no flashes on the Tier 1 bottom lane. But, I mean, it's only Teddy's flash they really have available. Now I'm going still waiting for his, still waiting for his Ignite to come off cooldown. And it's a cleanse on Teddy in this lane as well. And so he won't have the same sort of battle ability as Paze does have with the barrier being available.
You know, one of the most annoying things about this matchup of playing Lee Sin into Theory, it's the dogs.
Yeah.
And the fact that you throw out that Q and the dogs can just block it when it's the ability you max and a good portion of your damage, feels very frustrating.
It's even worse when it kills the dog because then you can't use it to travel over towards anyone if the Nefiri is where you want to be in order to get a kickoff. So yes, can certainly be very, very frustrating, similar to that of an Elise, because we used to see that matchup all the time in the jungle. Now it is a little bit of a different story. Teddy just trying his very best to clear things out. He's 10 CS behind, make it 9, but still. 737 gold in the lead for Paze. And the bad times have began pretty quickly here. We did make it to 4.5 minutes. Unfortunately, we missed the 4-minute check-in. We'll have to be back at 6 to let you guys know exactly how this one's going.
Yeah, hopefully Bro's fate changes a little bit before then.
Yeah. I don't want to be naming any more streets that are difficult, you know.
Honestly, that's the thing. We've already named the difficult streets. We could be naming the good streets.
Yeah, exactly. And the naming part is the most fun.
Yeah.
I might even give up on all of this, like the reacting to the feedback thing after this, just because we've got all the naming out of the way. Like, what's the point? As Romer is going to get stunned up by a gold card. Owner is making his way in. Carrier there as well. Some daggers will land on the Lee Sin, who is dealing with the doggos, but I don't think anyone's going to be dying in this mid lane. And having a look here towards top side, casting evens out the farm pretty nicely.
I mean, Doran's doing pretty good in this matchup. All
Yeah.
things considered, we've seen some Rumbles have gone for like the Fierce Strike option in order to just print gold in the matchup, but casting going for Deathfire Touch, and despite that, Doran's still holding up and keeping even is pretty positive.
Has gone for the Swifties, and it's helping him get out of the range of these Qs quite nicely on the casting side of the matchup, so maybe things are going to improve.
We see a lot of the time the Roar the Slayer into the Decimating Smash come through, and the Swifties helping with not only running out of the, dodging both of the skill shots, but just the slow is reduced if Roar of the Slayer does catch you.
Yep. Gideon going to be taking the first dragon here. Looks like there's not going to be oh, never mind. There's a Destiny to come in as Faker. He shows up. There's a Realm Walk to bring Romer in, though, and the secure on the dragon is going to come through for the Bros. A little bit late here is Owner, as Romer finds a bit of damage onto the Nefiri, but otherwise not too much going to come of it. So good play by the Bros.
Yeah, big win for them. The fact that they get the Destiny out in that situation and don't lose anyone, don't even have to commit any summoner spells, feels really good after already picking up the dragon. It's also a Chemtech dragon first, so chances are pretty high. It's going to be a strong soul. Now casting, getting some solid pressure down onto Doran, who's trying to recall, won't be given the chance.
Yeah, Equalizer actually to stop him there as Teddy using the cleanse. And unfortunately, Namgung not going to quite be here to stop half of his health bar from disintegrating.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Namgung's really under-leveled. Been giving solo XP over to Teddy, which makes him level 6, but it does mean the Pike feels even weaker than he would otherwise. Level 6 now hit for Paze, and Carrier is closing in.
Oh dear. It's getting a little bit worrying here towards the bottom side. And another light binding is going to connect the net, and he's just gone. Boom headshot indeed, Caitlyn. As Paze collects up the second kill here for T1, 100% of the kills so far for his squad.
Yep, now he's going to be in such a strong position in this matchup. Namgung he's trying to fish for these plays, but you get hit by one bit of CC, that light binding from the Lux, and you're just dead.
Yeah, it feels like the fish got the line and then pulled the fisherman in to the ocean and ate it.
And the thing is, as the Pike, you're never really getting much tankier.
Yeah,
build squishy items.
That is how Pike works, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not building tanky stats like a lot of our melee supports do. And Paze is only going to get more damage, so it's very concerning.
Yep. It is, in fact, impossible to build health on Pyke, right?
Yeah, it converts.
He just does not get it.
Doesn't believe in it.
He's only allowed to be squishy forever. And we've seen in the late game, teams have made it work. Delight especially, finding great success. I mean, Carrier ran the early game on the Pyke, and they did lose that game, but it was still probably one of the greatest Pyke performances we've seen in a very long time.
I've also seen some Pyke builds focus on resistances, so they are a bit bulkier with the health bar that they have, but I'm not going towards that right now. I do think Merc Treads would be a good buy. I will say that.
I would agree.
You know what? Merc Treads pretty good for everyone on
Yep.
Hands of Rion into this composition that T1 has. I think a high value buy. Roma gets it.
He does. Gideon might get it as well, but otherwise we've got a lot of Swifties coming through for the Bros.
Teddy does have cleanse at least.
Yeah.
To give him a helping hand.
I don't know. I think he might need to build a QSS if he wants another cleanse, because I don't know how quickly the Mikhails is coming in for the Pyke.
Yeah, honestly, I think it might be a better pitch to ask Gideon to build a Hills than Namgoon.
And I think only Roma is ever going to be able to afford it. So maybe he'll need some convincing as well. All right, T1 looking for a potential dive towards Teddy.
Even if Namgoon gets here, can you walk up? It's such a threat with an Neferi who can obviously drop tower aggro. It's so dangerous. They will clear out the wave, and Gideon was starting to move down, and that will ward Ona away. But we saw a lot of bot lane dives in the last game, last series, sorry. Not getting one yet here for T1, but the threat was there.
I know we didn't get the dives, but I mean, they've died twice. It feels like it's still happened. They just didn't require Ona's assistance.
Yeah.
In order to get the ridiculous lead that they have. Stormrazor is done, and Teddy just has a serrated Dirk. Like, this is
he has boots swiftness as well.
Yes, that's a good
and that means he can run away from the lane as fast as possible.
True. I mean, there are some positives to gain here. As Gideon's on the grubs. He loves being on the grubs. And now Roma is dead. Most likely, as he does get slowed down by the Lucid Singularity. There's the Destiny to come through from Faker. He had the gold card, but there is a really nice Bone Skewer from Namgoon to keep his mid laner safe. And I told a lie. Roma was not dead. He was, in fact, just fine. And Gideon gets the grubs and gets out of there.
Beautiful. Ange and Brion securing what's important with those grubs for their jungler. Pays?
Huh.
He's just going to kill him. He's dead.
Yeah, I think he's...
Oh, he doesn't have ult yet. He's still going to kill him.
Yeah. Deadly Flourish is going to miss. He just wanders past and murders the Jhin.
What's really tough here... Oh, Pays in trouble potentially.
All right, let's see whether Casting can pick this one up. He is booking it. Man, he goes so fast. And he gets silenced, but he's still very noisy and kills the Caitlyn.
Wow.
That light binding somehow connected onto both as Carrier keeps himself alive. But that is shutdown money going over to a Rumble. And I think that the Bros are pretty okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, a big influx of gold for Casting, definitely positive. But I will say, we've often seen Teddy be the main focus point for Hanj and Brion for their success. He just got solo dove by a Caitlyn.
Yeah.
He's not in a good spot this game.
I would agree. And now he's going to set up the curtains onto Faker, who flashes out of the way. Teddy manages to hit that one, and most of them, to be perfectly honest, as we have a Realm Warp coming in. Kick out, and that's going to guarantee the second Drake for the Bros. And yeah, this Caitlyn is massively fed, but the Bros have got double Drakes, triple grubs, and if we choose to just not look at this.
The trap behind the tower,
Yeah,
and then he saw the trap in the gap,
trap.
and so he's like, I'll just not step in that trap, but there was the one hidden behind the tower. Hayes does end up going down here, though. Flashes, but still slightly on the equalize after the flash, and then Casting just charges him down, burns through him. This binding was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's sort of mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's not the most meaningful of bindings. We've seen Carrier get some fantastic, super meaningful double bindings, but it just felt like he was showing off with that one.
Yep. And now T1 are going to take down this outer turret on the bottom side of the map and move to about a 2,500 gold lead or something to that tune. 2,100. I got a little bit overexcited.
Oh, are we talking about the team gold lead or the Caitlyn gold lead?
I mean, they're the same. Base.
So actually, Caitlyn's gold lead is a little bit bigger.
Oh, I tell a lie.
Lead, so.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Carrier's lead is kind of absurd.
But
especially when like Pyke is designed to make more money.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to reduce in a second as the roll quest comes in for Teddy. So now it's only 1,800. Only 1,800 to 13 minutes.
Got it. Well, I mean, that's good. That's good news that it's not worse than that. As here's the train. Doesn't quite find casting here as the ulti comes through from Ona. He is able to go untargetable, and he might need to do so, although Doran just tanks up the turret for forever, and they kill the Rumble.
In fact, he has no armor built at this point, and he can just tank up the tower for that long. This kind of shows what Sion can do. So much health already on this champion. And very easy for Ona to find dives like that. Just ult in, put in all your damage. If he needed to take aggro, he could drop it. Doesn't even need to.
And Gideon protecting Teddy here, who went for a little bit of a push towards his bottom side. Did get a few plates for himself as well. It's going to help even out that gold just a little bit more. Remember, it was 2.2k. Now it's 1.6. Dropping at 600 gold.
It's now less than T1's total gold lead.
See? Really nicely done. They have also, like T1, that is, managed to halve Casting's lead by killing him towards the top side of the map. So a lot of equalization going on here, not just the Rumble. As we do have some recalls coming on through for the bros. 2.5 minutes on this next dragon. It's a Cloud Soul. T1 are so good at getting Cloud Souls, by the way. If you have a look at their stats, they are just probably the best team at it, just statistically,
You mean
for no reason.
Cloud Soul spawning in their games, or them securing the Cloud Soul when they get a Cloud Soul?
No, it's Cloud Soul just spawning in their games.
Right.
They just get more of them spawned.
I guess they're keeping it breezy.
Absolutely. Wanting to run around, they just don't skip cardio. All right, they are now just going to be taking away vision from the bros right here. They don't have a lot of vision towards the bottom side river.
I think T1's saying it's Gideon Grubs, not Gideon Herald.
Yeah.
And denying the area around there.
Well, there's the Destiny. And the train doesn't really do too much of anything there. Gideon now still looking a little bit rough, though, as they are just going to set up the siege. And no Herald, no problem, I guess, as that has just spawned now, but they already get most of the health bar off this turret.
Yeah, it seemed a little overforced there with how close they were to the turret, and there's a pretty heavy disadvantage to that play because we saw the soul laners of Hanj and Brion pushing heavily, and now they have TP. Doran just TP bot. You're down a member if you opt to go for this Herald.
And look at Casting as well. He's got so much vision here towards his bottom side. He can kind of just wander his way up. And Doran doesn't have ulti, so he can't even drive his way towards this Herald fight as Gideon, oh dear. That is a lot of damage that he just took. And T1, I think they may have successfully just moved them away from this Rift Herald, even though they didn't really have the men to do so.
They forced them away, and they bought time for Doran to reset and make his way over here. So now they have the manpower needed, and Hanj and Brion aren't even going to opt into contesting this, despite the fact that if they were decisive and were able to find and engage, then they could have had a numbers advantage on the play.
Yep.
But instead, Doran gets some alone time in the bot lane, and they still manage to secure the Herald.
Well, Casting is going to head back down there and utilize the tempo in order to pick up maybe this turret.
They got the Herald and it's Dragon in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
This is a combat Herald angle if I've ever seen one.
See whether owner is going to use it that way. As I had it on my mind that maybe the bros were going to focus their attention towards the dragon instead. Already had decent vision down there. And the gold lead is about the same.
Hanj and Brion have a lot of tools for exploding the sort of squishy backline of T1, like the TF, the Caitlyn, the Lux. If you go in aggressively, it's like the Pike or Lee Sin, and they jump in a Herald as you engage, devastating.
Yeah.
And it looks like Hanj and Brion don't even... Oh, no, TP coming in from Casting. They're looking for this.
Yeah, double teleports coming on forward, actually. As now Gideon gets over. They're not going to be able to take this dragon, but the equalizer placement is decent, but no one's there to hold them in place. And now the bros are going to see what they can find. Gideon safeguarding his way around. There is the ult in from Doran, but the follow-up is a little bit slow. Teddy trying to find the angle, has a fourth shot, and down goes the Scion. Death from below, not even used for the reset just yet as the zombie Scion will be cut down. Somehow the bros actually navigate those traps as well as the Rift Herald going to be used. Shelly gets a headache, but that is going to be another charge as Keria is going to look to move her towards the top lane if he can.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Oh, can he slink by? Oh, that was an optimistic choice to not go fully left there.
Kind of felt like a little bit of a decision paralysis. Do you go right and get the really sharp turn? I don't think it's possible.
I do that often at T intersections.
Yeah.
Just drive straight into buildings.
Yeah, so this ends up being T1 disengaging from the play, not even opting into it, getting off the equalizer quickly. Ona is on the flank, but just backs off, uses a flash. And then Doran goes for the engage, which, although it doesn't result in any kills, does force Hanjin back a decent amount. The passive from the Scion nearly kills Gideon. He has to dodge away from these traps as well. And T1 just take the route towards mid, engaging on them kind of fruitless with the Herald there as well.
Casting's kind of massive now, though.
He is very strong.
And he's looking to make even more money, as he was hoping for an extra plate here on this bottom side inner turret. Doesn't actually happen, as Owner is going to steal away a red buff, while Pays secures the one on the other side. And there is the smite. Owner's able to lock that one down. Namgung going to be clearing out this ward right now. Is Gideon getting over here just a little bit late.
All things considered, when we look at the state of the game, it's still very close in gold. 2 dragons to 1 for Hanjin. They have the grubs as well. 2 towers to 3. This is a pretty fine game state for them.
Yep.
And it just comes down to, when we start these fights, finding a good angle onto T1's backline. If they can achieve that, definitely a winnable approach to the fights.
Yep, I would say playable indeed. I'm just looking at these 80 carries items and just seeing not a whole lot of damage potential from Teddy and massive amounts with the 2-item spike that Pays has picked up already. Just Stormrazor IE feels really, really good. And Teddy probably wants to get armor penetration next, Infinity Edge after that. It is still a little bit more that he needs to put together. Obviously, Rapid Fire and Ghostblade are pretty important, as there's a Deadly Flourish. The Equalizer goes down. Kerry is just dead. That looked like death from above, actually. But Namgung gets in there with the ulti and will be able to take down the Lux. Finds himself another Bone Skewer onto Doran, but that's not a target you can blow up very quickly.
I mean, here's the thing with playing Pyke into Lux, is obviously we saw the lane be really rough for Namgung, but at this point of the game, when Lux is trying to set up vision... Oh, that's a nice Destiny.
Yeah.
Slick. Able to get away from that one quickly. But as I was saying, when you're trying to set up vision as the Lux, you're so vulnerable to this Hanjin composition. So another kill picked up for Bro. Now only a 500 gold lead for T1. They are able to dodge away from the engage onto Faker. But
this is so close.
It is.
And it looked like it wasn't going to be. Because we were talking about it even in the draft, right? Like, Pays and Carrier have played this Caitlyn Lux lane very similarly to the way Goomer and Carrier played this lane, which is almost unplayable for their opposition. That was exactly what happened. But since the laning phase ended, the Bros have actually caught back up by a lot of gold. Like, the swing has been 1.5k since the early game.
Yeah.
And the Bros still have their 2 Drakes that they'd put together. Yes, there was the denial of the soul point. They can go for another fight in 1 minute's time. And I don't know whether the Bros are going to be in a worse off state after that 5 minutes just passed.
I mean, honestly, Roma nearly has his Rod of Ages stacked, has the Saras. I feel like 3 items for Ryze is really a big point. But Roma feels strong. Gideon has 2 items. Casting has 2 items. There's a lot of powerful champions on Hanjin. Here, just a great, almost max range hook there from Namgung, and he's the one who finishes off the kill as well with the ult, so a lot of gold given over.
Yep.
Total there.
Bit of extra money also going to his teammates as well to get those bags of cash with the ultimate coming on through. As Faker up here towards the top side will be clearing out some minions. And yeah, look at this. Like, it looks a little bit like a frequency graph, and the frequency has gone down as the game has gone on. The Bros keeping things back to calm.
Yeah, and it's the fact that not only are you bringing the gold closer, but the gold has less value as the game goes on. It's kind of like the Summoner's Rift inflation.
Yep.
So even if they maintain the same gold lead, you'd feel better about it as the clock progresses. But the fact they've made it smaller, the gold lead pretty negligible at this point. I think the major thing is where the gold is, because although having gold in the Rumble is fantastic, the Scion does pretty fine with a lower budget.
Yep.
Whereas 180 carry having more gold than the other does feel pretty bad.
And Teddy is relatively close to the Infinity Edge, as we can see here.
And he's going the Infinity Edge and not...
Yeah, so Doran will not die unless casting is hitting him with everything.
Yeah, but
I guess
better the IE than the Stormrazor, and then he might be getting LDR like 7th item at that point.
That's true. And then Collector 8th. As Bro will just Realm Warp their way back towards this mid lane, but they haven't dealt with the top side as Faker is just taking down an inner turret as we speak. The Destiny going to come through yet again. He can gate away. Although, does have to flash first. Bone Skewer pulls him back, and then there is no more CC, so he just presses R.
Yeah, really well played there by Faker, flashing away from the flash of Namgoon.
Oh.
And then, Gideon looking here.
All right,
TP just came through. They want to fight.
Yeah, casting, looking for the angle here. Doran is taking the long way around, and he does have to start the train to get himself out of there. The curtains are being called. The equalizer comes in, and T1 just walk away.
Yeah, I think the plan there from Bro was if they can get enough damage down, we can go Baron. That's the call that's being made. Unfortunately, they were just outranging the end of the Jhin ult, and casting's equalizer, they're able to move off it. Keria has Shrelias as well, so I think that movement speed a big reason why they're able to disengage so quickly.
Oh.
But you can see the logic behind what Hanji and Brion were going for, just didn't manage to pull it off.
Yeah, casting was also thinking about some shenanigans. Pretty happy he didn't go in as Doran was waiting in the wings.
So rapid fire completed for Faker now, and I think this is the point where playing against TF can become a bit awkward because you step too far. Stun card coming in. The follow-up is there. There's so much follow-up between the Caitlyn and the Lux. But if you step up too much, you are going to get punished. Roma now level 16, though. This Rai is definitely online.
He really is. I think that Gideon needs to finish his Merc Treads. Absolutely. As Namgung in a little bit of trouble here. He did complete his, as well as his Umbral Glaive. As T1 back on the Rift once again, and back on the front foot by the looks of things as well. Owner with 2 items now completed. And Doran just going to come up and bring the hammer down on the inner turret. And the gold lead extending once more here for T1 as Pays snared by the Deadly Flourish. As the Bros felt like they were making a lot of proactive moves just a little while ago, and now they have kind of stopped. Never mind! There's the equalizer. Pays is going to walk all the way down it. He is famous enough for a red carpet. Probably didn't enjoy that one that much, as that's a great trap to be put down to stop Gideon from being able to get any kick flash shenanigans onto the GOAT. And T1, they will be able to take what they're looking for and back away. Baron now getting dark for the Bros.
End result is still them getting the tower and being able to force them away and not going down, even though there's some health bars chunked out. We do see the gold lead kind of picked up again at almost 3,000 for T1, getting a lot of these structures down and effectively kind of cutting Bro out of the game. They always have to be concerned about the engage potential, but they've done a very good job of navigating at this point.
Oh no, Teddy had the disaster back. Had to just buy a crit cloak and then accept that.
Honestly, it's okay, because he has 2 minutes till the next dragon.
That's true, he should be able to go home again.
Nothing big happens before then, getting the IE pretty massive. And as you said, not having the armor pen into Doran feels pretty bad, but you're going to be doing a lot of damage to these squishy targets should you get to connect onto them.
Yep.
But it's really that 4th item on Jhin that feels like you're complete and pumping the numbers.
Doran doesn't exactly have a lot of friends moving up here. He was like, haha, I've got you, and then walked away. Namgung is going to come on over and try and stop him as there's a Realm Warp. He has to flash to get out of the way. Destiny comes in, and the train is used. That is so many cooldowns here from Doran, and we are a minute away from Cloud Soul for the Bros, potentially. As Gideon, a little bit of sidestep here as he safeguards to get himself out of here. And safe is the optimum word.
Okay, IE there completed for Teddy. So
this is like so many things lining up for the Bros right
Actualizer too. IE Actualizer completed. Casting has a Seeker's Arm Guard and is level 16. Even though T1 have a big gold lead, this is so much strength coming in for Hanji and Brion.
And it might matter not at all, right? As Namgung may just die here. Now, Ace in the hole, not quite enough damage, but almost was.
He's fast. He can go to base and then reset. Unfortunately, he's got 3 wards in his inventory, so it would have been ideal if he could have placed them.
Oh dear. The final spark does come on down. Not caught shopping this time around is Namgung. Teleport in as the Scion is going to rejoin.
Yeah, as I said, Pyke is fast, he can get back quickly, but he's the one with the wards. He needs to be the one setting up vision. And T1 are taking this opportunity to clear everything they can out. Get a TP from the Rumble.
Still 15 seconds left, but that TP was so far away because like you were saying, there are no wards. So he couldn't have even come any closer because he was just already too far away. It's all right, Gideon taking a lot of damage here. Bone Skewer onto Doran, but moving the tank closer as the train comes on through the double knock-up. And there goes the Pike. Roma is so much of the team's damage, and he is executed. And Doran, I mean, really finding the angle here as, okay, good kickback onto Owner, but Gideon is now so incredibly low, casting has to break his arm guard, and now just wants to try and kill Paze, gets very close as Carrier gives him the shield. That deadly flourish, my gosh, that was close. As Owner as well, going to soak a few of these bullets, but Doran, he's happy just to wander through it. And
That's
T1
enough.
will be able to deny another soul.
That's enough. That's enough to stop them from getting the dragon. There was a lot of turn-back damage from Hanjin Brion and able to take out Faker as well, but the end result is a fight win for T1. And here, Doran is such a big presence, they don't have the damage to cut through him right now. This ult, though, I think Roma just has to flash this. Obviously, nothing Namgoon can do. He was stunned, didn't have flash available, but Roma getting hit by that, and that great setup from Doran just ensures that Bro in a bad position. And if you look, despite the fact it's now a 5v3, this is kind of showing the power that Hanjin Brion still had despite that. Like, Faker gets just shot down by Teddy, casting just so much damage. You really feel like they could have won if it was a clean 5v5 with all members up, but unfortunately for them, it was not. Yeah,
the kick-qualizer, which is what I want to call it, where Gideon just sort of kicked them up the equalizer. That was pretty impressive. Looked like it did a lot of damage.
Now it's 1,600 gold lead for T1. It's grown a bit, and a big thing was when we were talking about the item spikes for Hanjin Brion, they'd like hit their 3 items. Now though, T1 have started to complete their 4th in the case of Faze. This is where it feels the worst when he has that completed 4th item. It being Bloodthirster as well means you need a lot of damage to cut through him when he's always going to have that shield up and available.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried for the Bro chances from now. But 5,000 gold at 30 minutes into the game, that's not too bad.
Not great.
It's not great. We're still probably heading towards Struggle Street, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, I think probably on Difficult Driveway right now.
Oh, perfect time for the update.
Yeah, Difficult Driveway is where we are. Not yet left onto Struggle Street, and still a chance to make it to Mellow Motorway.
Oh, I just love Mellow Motorway. Really does remind me of Woolly World. It's okay. Destiny comes through. Faker, not really pressing the button just yet. Just keeping an eye on the Bros.
Playing for Vision will gate to the mid lane.
3 minutes on the Dragon. I think the main thing we're focusing on right now on both sides is the Baron, as T1 have a bit of a penchant for getting over there and starting off fights, or at least just taking away Barons. And Owner just sort of plodding his way around his jungle. He'll be able to get through this relatively comfortably before heading back and seeing whether they can threaten around this one. The Bros do have a lot of vision on the Baron, though, so they're not too worried about it for the minute.
Keeps using the farm alarm and ulting to lane, pick up minions. He has overtaken casting in terms of farm at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
You look at some of the CS numbers, 375 from Pace. It's 31 minutes into the game. I feel like a lot of this mid-game play from T1 has been around just stacking up farm, playing through the sides, getting those resources. And that's what's allowed them to generate this pretty substantial lead. Now, though, TP coming in, they're setting up for the Baron. And remember, Gideon has no flash. Obviously, as a Lee Sin, you have a lot of ways for getting over the Baron pit walls, but does make him a little bit more vulnerable if he wants to contest this, and they do start it up.
Oh no, the little popcorn chicken got in the way. He wanted to try and bone skewer a Scion. But actually, maybe that was a blessing in disguise. As Namgung tanks up the damage from everything that sort of came out there from T1. His Final Spark and Ace in the Hole comes down at the same time.
They've used the pressure from the Scion and really cleaned out this vision. They have that triangle of control wards, so they know whenever Gideon's going to be approaching, and they have the Destiny for even more insurance.
What are they supposed to do about this one? Flash out from Namgun this time around. Let's see whether it's going to be enough to get him to safety. The answer is no, as he is going to be taken out. More flashes as this Scion is just licking them up, my goodness. And Carrier gets in there with another light binding. That is going to be the end of the Bros. It felt like it was a matter of time. They were holding on as best they could, and it just wasn't enough.
Just felt like T1 able to set up control of the area and then immediately turn onto Hanjin Brion, find all the kills they need. Teddy completes the LDR, but it's not doing that much against a Scion right now, full HP.
Yeah. Last Ditch Revolver is, I think, what that one stands for. As Gideon will be taken out here. Owner now just going to help them deal with this last Nexus turret. And the Bros, they're going to have to try again in game number 2. This time, the early game went a little bit wrong, but they did try to make their way back. It just wasn't enough. T1 just a little bit too strong.
There was that one moment around when they had those big spikes, striped spikes for Roma and Teddy, where you thought this could be a good opportunity for them to find a team fight.
I think it was around 22 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, Doran put that down, and you even see like Roma only doing 10k damage just because he didn't get those windows to actually fight, despite being so strong.
Yeah.
미들자는 뚫려. 미들자 쪽 앞에 와줘야 돼. 이거 나 아래 공격해 몰래. 뒤에 볼게.
오케이.
야, 나 뒤에
공격해. 천천히 와봐.
천천히.
파이크부터. 천천히. 오케이. 리신 노공. 아니요. 파이크는 잡은 것 같아. 오케이. 천천히 보자. 리신 노공. 진 노플.
라이즈 골카.
다너플.
좋아.
다너플.
미드 가자. 끝날 듯? 그냥